My Father, for another night of quiet sleep and rest, of with the joy of morning light, thy holy name be blessed. I always come into God's presence singing. That's hymn number 5, I think, from the Anglican hymn book. And I saw a Jamaican lady use that when her grandson was scaring her. He was pulling a prank, right, on the internet. And he told the grandma the Uber driver was there to pick her up. And he looked like the devil. He looked like straight up the devil, the Uber driver. And the grandmother said, my Father, for another night of quiet sleep and rest. And mother's like, what's that? I'm like, that's a hymn. I know it. I know it. So the question is, what did Michael Cohen know? What did he know about the Epstein file stuff? Remember, we did a show yesterday. Well, I don't know if it was yesterday that was uploaded, but the prior video, I talked about Michael Cohen and I wanted to know what was up with him. And I told you guys that honestly, I fell for the okie doke. I'm not even embarrassed. I fell for the okie doke. I thought he was remorseful, felt bad for him. I told you guys a story about somebody who told us about him being in prison, and I didn't call people's name in it because I realized the person didn't say his name. But everything else that they inferred sounded like it was him. So we're going to do a Celtic cross. I always pull the first one. So I put that there. That's the signifying card, right? And then we're going to pull the challenge. Let me turn it down. I'm going to turn them down so I don't know what they are. And then we're going to pull the foundation. Now I'm doing a big spread, guys, so bear with me, okay? I hope I can get it right. And then this is the in the past. Oh, I was going to turn them down. I already moved some. Turn it down. That's the overarching energy. This is the immediate future. And I have a camera here. Hope you guys can see. I know what these card readers do. They use their computer and they use like Zoom or something to tape on. And they keep moving the laptop, the screen up and down. I don't want to do that. I have good cameras. I want to use my good cameras. This is internally what he feels, what he might not share with anybody. This is externally what he feels. And even if I forget to move some to get to the other one, whatever card comes is what the Holy Ghost wanted me to pull, okay? This is hopes and fears. And then this is the outcome. And I'm kind of in a rush because my daughter's on her way back home from her job because there was a strong smell of gas. I'm going to show you guys this. I never, ever, I hope, let's see this one. I don't want to look at the end, the bottom one until the end. I like that you guys see it first. So when I'm editing, I see it. I see it when I'm editing, but I don't see it as it's happening. Yeah, they're sending them home from the job because there's a strong smell of gasoline. And so she says, we can't work like this. So they told her to go home. Well, they told them to go home and work from home, like Zoom or whatever. They're going to do Zoom classes. So I told her she can use my little office. So that's why I'm out here, okay? And it's cold outside. Yesterday when I recorded, it was hot, like 100 degrees. Now it's like 60. All right, so the signifying card is the 9 of Cups. That's about fulfillment, dreams fulfilled, satisfaction, gratitude, luxury. Well, Michael Cohen did have all of that before he went to prison. And I looked it up. What did he go to prison for? It's that Stormy Daniels hush money thing. He lied to Congress about where the $180,000 came from in his account. But the head clown is the one that, and again, go to Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest's page, because she's the one that calls that man the head clown. Some people call him Doc L'Orange. I can't say that too well. They call him Felon 45. They call him all type of names, but I like head clown because she talks about this whole regime being a circus, right? So he gave him the money to give to Stormy Daniels to pay her off so she could shut her mouth so he could win the election. I'm talking about the head clown. And Cohen couldn't tell where the money came from and he lied or whatever, and something to do with lie, remember? And tax evasion, a whole bunch of things he went in for. The 4 of Swords. Now last night I saw in the news that the head clown's plane got turned around when he was heading over to Davos, Switzerland. They said electrical issues, and I shuffled the card right away and asked why did the plane get turned around, and this is what I got, the 4 of Swords. And this is rest, recovery, reflection, retreat, and I think the guy, what's his name, Hogarth, says for him in the minor arcanas, this card is the equivalent of the death card. 4 of Swords is the challenge for Michael Cohen. The foundation is the 2 of Wands. There was a decision that he had to make. He did have to make a decision. In the past was the Tower. The Tower is in the past. He did suffer a total collapse. his business, his law license, his taxi medallion, money. I'm sure he lost money, his freedom. Oh yeah, he had a tower moment in the past. The overarching energy is the Page of Pentacles. Patience, waiting, contemplating. Was he like patiently waiting for when he can make his move? Do you think if Biden had given him that that pardon, that he would have flipped on us? Was he always going to flip? Because I watched this lady last night, Cherry Jacobson or Jacobs. I don't remember if it's Jacobson or Jacobs, with C-H-E-R-I, Cherry. But I think she pronounced it Sherry. She said Michael Cohen did a lot to her. Oh, I have another Michael Cohen story I can tell you guys. So my husband Joe and I used to follow this preacher that was out of Texas, right? He used to be on TV and stuff too. And he would come to California all the time, and we would show up to his meetings. We were partners in his thingy. Loved this guy. And even before the head clown got into politics, he always admired him for his business acumen, stuff like that. I didn't know anything about the man's business acumen at that point, but we know now, right? And so this preacher told us a story that Michael Cohen came to see him wherever he was, Texas, or wherever the preacher was at the time, to tell him that the head clown was about to lose the joust. That again is from Dr. Jennifer Lisa Vest. I like her words that she used. You know the joust, you know, the games. Some words you can't say because they stymie you, and I need for this channel to grow, right? So he was about to lose, and he knew that he was about to lose against Hillary. And so Cohen went to ask the preacher, what should he do to win? I don't know how that preacher came on their radar, if the preacher had reached out to them before. Is that rain? So the preacher said when Cohen came to see him, he told Cohen what he needed to do to convince the evangelicals. I can't say that word too much. Evangelicals, the Christians. I can't say that word. Evangelical Christians. Okay, there I said it. Not saying it again. Not going to say it again. So he told Cohen what to do. To me, it meant he told him how to snow them. You guys seeing the spread down here? You're not seeing this top one. Let's see if we can move this camera. We need for you guys to see the whole thing. Let's move the cards down a tad. You see that one? Move the camera again. Hold on, guys. We're not going to be too professional over here, okay? Is that better? Let's pull it down more so you can see the page. Yeah, see the page right there? You're seeing it. Okay. So in the future is the Page of Swords. Another page. And you notice both my pages are my little sweet puppy. She was 9 weeks old in this one. She was a year old in this one. Yeah, so it didn't take me a year to make the cards. I just kind of took this picture for my book, and then I used the picture, okay? So Page of Swords, that one is about a spy in the camp. Has he been a spy in our camp the whole time? I'm talking about Cohen. And the question is, what did he know about the Epstein files? Because I told you guys yesterday that I think he's in the Epstein files, but not as what they were doing in the files, that type of abuser, but as the cleanup guy. Intuitively, I think he was the cleanup guy. Internally, this is what he desires. The Three of Pentacles. He wants collaboration, teamwork, mastery, skill. He wants the head clown and his cohorts to work with him. He was lucky enough to have Midas touch. And I said in that video yesterday that I don't know why Midas touch dropped him, but I'm seeing more and more things, so I'm understanding more clearly, you know, why. Externally, what people are seeing is solitude, inner journey, and introspection. I think they used to see that in him. That's my husband on this computer chair. They used to see that in him. I'm going to put them here, so I hope the light... I better check if the light was flashing. My daughter came right now. Yeah, he's in this poor me thing right now. Poor me. Look what they did to me. Letitia James, she hurt me. So the Three of Cups is the hopes and fears. He's getting some good cards.
I want the baby today. Baby's gonna be my little worker baby. I'm so more epic.
Let my daughter come in, guys. I have the room ready for you if you want to work in that room, baby.
First of all.
Okay. You can drop your lunch pail off right over here.
No.
Three of Cups is the hopes and fears. So he wants celebration, friendship, and community. But the question was, what did he know? Not what he wants. What did he know about the epilepsy file? What did he know? The outcome is the Page of Cups. Another page? All these pages are bringing messages. Playful, imaginative, curious, and dreamer. What do these pages mean here? I'm not going to pull any clarifiers, okay? That's going to get too long. This one sometimes can be a spy. This page is the inquisitive one. The one that's, you know, if you imagine this page as a kid, that's the kid that has the magnifying glass kind of checking out bugs on the ground, stuff like that. But all pages bring messages. One is patience, waiting, contemplating. One is inquisitive, curious, messenger, observant. The other one is playful, imaginative, curious, dreamer. Let's see what's hidden, what you guys have seen. The High Priestess, yeah. He's keeping a secret. Honestly, in my opinion, Michael Cohen is in the Epstein files. I'm still saying maybe not as doing the things that the heinous things the other people were doing, but I'm gonna say just as heinous because he covered up for them. Allegedly. This is tarot is for entertainment purposes only, and I always put my little thing, my graphic. I don't know. I'm just learning how to read tarot, and even if I were reading for 20 years, I'm not gonna say definitively anything that I don't know, right? So if he was the head clown's sidekick to the point that he went to see that preacher man, that evangelical preacher. Oh, I said the word. Look it, I said it. The evangelical preacher, and the preacher told him how to convince those type of Christians, because I'm a Christian, but not them type of Christian, how to persuade them so that he can win the joust, right? If he did all of that for the head clown, and he was also threatening people. He threatened Stormy Daniel. He said, that's a beautiful daughter you have there. You know, what would she be doing without a mom? That's a really serious threat. Right? So I'm sure he threatened a lot of other people. What else did they do? Did they hide literal bodies? All right, so the High Priestess says there's something hiding. And I think that's what Michael Cohen is afraid of. He knows that he will show up in those Epstein files. And I think instinctively, I kind of knew that from a year ago when I told you when the head clown took over again. Michael Cohen right away started to capitulate to him and started to say stuff like, oh no, he's not in those files. Are you kidding? No, of course. I would know if he was in those files because I was so close to him. Well, you know he's in there because you're in there with him. It's kind of like that song, you know, I didn't see you and I didn't see you and we didn't see a thing. When they were out, the two guys were out cheating at some bar, right? So I want to pull some more from the bottom that's underneath. Julie, this is the card Julie hates. The Three of Swords. He's going to be stabbed in the heart. He's going to be stabbed in the heart. Yeah, let me put it this way. The Five of Cups. Depression, grief, loss, mourning, sorrow. Yeah, you can't come now and say, oh, it's not, this camera is old, so it's not, let's show it this one. Man, these are some bad cards on the bottom. And the only other card that's good is the King of Cups. I wanted to pull three. This is three. Diplomatic, compassion, empathetic. Who is this? This was Biden. When Biden was in office, the King of Cups was Biden. Who is this now? You can hear my daughter going. And I'm not going to pull anymore, but just to show you what else was coming. Another page. What's with these pages? You know what I want to try? I got, for the ending, for the gush that I put on the ending, I got my Lenormand cards, or Lenormand cards. And I'm going to pull a 5-card spread. I'm going to have the man show up as Michael Cohen. And we're going to see what Lenormand said, okay? So what did he know? Oh, let me cut the deck. I always cut the deck when I start. That's correct. And then we're going to look for the man. The two cards that come before, let me see if the man's on the end now. The two card that comes before the man will go in the front of the line. There's the man. Those are the two. You guys are seeing this? And then the two that comes after. I want to buy a deck of these cards. Ooh, ooh, look at that mice. All right, so if the key starts the lineup, it's a good thing. This is about the young girls. This is about the young girls intuitively. That's what I'm saying about the young girls. The key, he had the key. He had the key to a lot of the things the head clown was doing. He had access. This key is about access. This is him, and I chose him to put him in the middle. I could have had the Holy Ghost just choose all the cards, but I chose him. He's in the middle. This is about him. And then the lilies is about somebody old, an old man. This is the head clown. This is the head clown. And then the mice is about anxiety and worry, and mice eats away at stuff. So both of them are anxious and worried. That was simple. I like Lenormand because it's so simple to read. Yeah, this is about the little kids. He knew he had access to everything that the head clown wanted him to have access to. There were only certain things he didn't have access to. The head clown is probably holding something over him, probably threatening him again, and he's suffering anxiety and worry. Well, that's what you do when you commit crimes with people, right? You think you're going to get away with it. I feel a certain type of way about him today because of that video that I watched from Sherry Jacobson, Cheri. That's good. All right, see you guys on the next read. I know that as someone in the chat, a friend of mine, Myrna, asked me to read on something that a psychic had said, but I want to go watch the video with the psychic first to see what the psychic said, and then I'm going to read on that tomorrow. All right, next video. I'm not going to tape anymore today because my daughter's home now and she's going to make a lot of noise with her teaching in there. So I'm going to go do my homework.